Hey freaks, it's JJ. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about Christmas presents and what to get a Metalhead. So I know it's kind of early. I know people are probably thinking like, we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. What am I doing? Talking about Christmas. Yeah, it's pretty early, but I've kind of already started Christmas shopping, and yeah, I kind of wanted to do this video so that you guys have time to get it on any like Black Friday deals that might be going on. So yeah, this is basically what I kind of have put together as what I think metalheads would really enjoy getting for Christmas. So hopefully you guys can agree with some of the things that I have on this list. Also, if people are asking you what you want for Christmas, maybe normal people who don't really understand the whole metalhead thing, feel free to share this video with them, and you know, maybe that'll give them a good idea of what to get you for Christmas. Anyway, so let's jump in here. I will note that a lot of these products and a lot of the like brands I'm recommending and websites I'm recommending, I haven't necessarily tried all of them, so you know, kind of take that with a grain of salt. Like, I haven't actually tested all of these different companies, but they look pretty cool, so you know, I'm just gonna list them on here. And also I will link everything I'm putting on this list down in the description so that you have quick access to that. Also, side note, some of the Amazon links will probably be affiliate links, so I will get like a tiny percentage if you happen to end up buying anything from there. But yeah, the other things, the other websites and the other companies are not sponsored, so it's just me doing research on the internet and recommending things that I think are cool. And also, this video is kind of going to be tailored a little bit more towards men. I will do a follow-up video next week, which will be all about gifts for female metalheads. So stay tuned for that, but just know that this list, of course, can be applied to women, but I'm kind of mostly talking about for men in this video. And then the next video, I'll talk about gifts for the ladies. So yeah, let's jump in, and this is a little guide as to what to get the metalhead in your life for Christmas. So maybe if you're watching this video and you are not a metalhead yourself and you're just shopping for the metalhead in your life, make sure that they're actually a metalhead, because there's, you know, a lot of crossover between us weirdos, you know, with the whole like punks, goth, you know, like there's different subcultures, and make sure this video is especially intended just for metalheads. I'm not really in the whole punk goth scene, so I can't really recommend anything for them, though I know a lot of stuff probably will cross over, so maybe it would be helpful for those people as well. Maybe not. I don't really know. Anyway, but just so you know, I'm specifically talking about gifts for metalheads. And this list will also depend a lot on how well you know the metalhead in your life. So yeah, not all the things on this list is going to be something that every metalhead will want, so it would be nice if you knew them like a little bit and, you know, could kind of gauge what they're into, what they're not into. Alright, so I'm going to kind of organize this list kind of price-wise. I'm going to do the first like chunk of this list in the, you know, $50 or less range. And then price-wise, I'll kind of move up to the next tier and the next tier after that. So first off on my list is earplugs. That is the Eargasm earplugs, which I actually have tried on. This is one of the few things on the list that I actually have tried myself. They do work very well, and they are better than just regular earplugs in my opinion. So I'm terrible about wearing earplugs to shows, but you really should wear earplugs when you're going to shows, so you don't ruin your hearing. And I think this would make a great little gift or stocking stuffer. They are a little bit expensive for earplugs, but if you know, think about they're reusable and you can use them, hopefully you don't lose them. Get a lot of use out of them, so I think they're worth the price there. Next up, we're going to talk about metal coffee. So there's a couple different bands that have released like coffee. So if your metalhead is maybe into Cannibal Corpse, I know they just released a new coffee, and I'll link that down in the description. I actually just pre-ordered that one, and I'm going to kind of do a review on it on this channel whenever I get it. So yeah, link to the Cannibal Corpse coffee will be down in the description, but also, plenty of other bands have done coffee. I've also done some reviews on band coffee if you want to check those out. I did Coheed and Cambria, Rob Zombie, and also I just got in the mail coffee from the band Arian, which I'll also be trying out and reviewing on this channel at some point. And if your metalhead is really into coffee, maybe finding a band that has that kind of coffee would be a cool little gift for them. Also, there's this company called True Cult Coffee, and they're basically a coffee company built around the black metal aesthetic, and their products kind of pay tribute to the like influential black metal musicians. So they have some really awesome coffees in there. They have really cool aesthetic with all of their packaging, and they also have like subscription services, which include I think it's like a box mail, like a monthly box thing that might also, I think they said, includes like free music and stuff. So that would be a cool gift. So yeah, if you want to check that out, link to that company will be down in the description. I have not tried their coffee yet, but maybe I will here soon and then do a review on this channel. So if your metalhead is not into coffee and they are more of a tea drinker, there is also some really cool metalhead type teas. There's this company called the Satanic Tea Company, which sounds amazing because I personally am a tea drinker. I don't really drink coffee. But they have really cool like flavors called things like blueberry entrails, banshee brew, and antichrist pumpkin spice, which is awesome, first of all. And yeah, they just look like a really cute, really fun company. And they also have some really fun merch. And they also just recently formed a band to help promote this tea company. And I think the band is called Crucifix, but they just released a music video called Human Tea, which is really entertaining and fun. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, link to the Satanic Tea Company will be down in the description. I might actually buy something from this company because it just sounds like a lot of fun. It's something I might want to review on this channel as well. So next up in the kind of lower price category, we have music. So of course, being a metalhead is all about the music. So if you can buy your metalhead more music, that's just going to be a win-win for everyone. The important thing to note here, though, is you need to know the way that your metalhead consumes their music. So do they buy like hard copy CDs? Do they buy vinyl? Do they listen to it on Amazon Music, on iTunes? Do they have like just a Spotify subscription? Like, how do they consume their music? A lot of metalheads tend to be collectors, and so we're kind of like the last people who actually collect physical copies of things. Like, I personally collect physical copies of CDs. I know a lot of metalheads collect vinyl. So yeah, if you can find out what way they consume their music and maybe buy them some CDs from bands that they like, or some vinyl, or maybe just buy them like an iTunes gift card or Amazon gift card if they happen to purchase their music from those sites. Or if you just have no idea how they consume their music, just giving them cash is also a great option. Like, you could just put some cash in a card and write on the card, "Cash for devil music," and I think that would be a really cute present. And it just kind of shows that you're aware of what this person is into. Next up, we have band merch. So if you could find out, a couple of your metalheads' favorite bands, that will go a long way in being able to shop for them. Because if you find out maybe 2 or 3 bands that they're really into, just go onto that band's website and go to their merch section, and they have all kinds of really cool merch. Of course they have shirts and sweatshirts, but they'll also have like random things like hats, koozies, pins, bandanas, patches, flags, keychains, koozies, stickers, like all kinds of random stuff that you can get. And yeah, they usually have a fairly wide selection depending on how big the band is. If they're a smaller band, they might not have that wide of a selection, but they'll probably have a few t-shirts, and usually during the holidays, a lot of bands come out with a lot of new merch so that they can sell them during the holidays. So that, yeah, band merch is a pretty easy gift idea. Next up, we have comic books. So, metalheads tend to be nerds, and we like comic books in general. At least I do. And I know a lot of other metalheads do as well. And this company called Z2 Comics has paired up with a number of different metal bands, and they have been working with them to make graphic novels for each of these bands. So, for example, they have a graphic novel for Dio, Gwar, Ice Nine Kills, In Flames, Anthrax, Alter Bridge, Hailstorm, Spirit Box, Judas Priest, King Diamond, Pantera, and a bunch more that I don't really have time to mention. But yeah, if your metalhead is into any one of those bands I just mentioned, or they're into graphic novels in general, then yeah, snag something from Z2 Comics. I think they currently have a Black Friday sale going on. A link to that will be down below. I have bought 1 or 2 things from Z2 Comics already, and I did a review on the Ice Nine Kills comic book that I have, which I'll link that somewhere up here. I also just recently got the Gwar comic book, and I'll probably be doing a review on that as well at some point too. Alright, next we are talking hair and beard. So there's a pretty good chance that if you have a metalhead in your life, he will probably have long hair or a beard. It's not necessarily always the case, but I'm willing to bet it's a pretty good majority. So for you men out there, it's really important that you take care of your hair, because I have seen some not so great hair out there at some shows. Yeah, honestly, a lot of men that I know pretty much just use women's hair products, which is perfectly fine. But if you want to get them something a little bit more fun for Christmas, there's this company called Monster Flesh and Mane, and they have some kind of, you know, cool metalhead appealing type products, such as black metal beard wash and beard oil, and they also have this Reaper shampoo and conditioner. Mostly I'm just talking about the packaging here because it's cool, but honestly, if you get your metalhead any kind of like beard or hair care that's meant for men's beards or men's hair, it would probably be a good gift. Next up, we have a bullet belt. It really depends on the type of metalhead you have in your life, because not all of us are into bullet belts, but so if your metalhead's a little bit younger or into thrash music, usually bullet belts are like a kind of a staple. So they have a couple different sizes. If you want to take a look at them, I will link some Amazon products down in the description. Next up, we have a battle vest starter kit. So if your metalhead does not currently have a battle vest, or they already have one, but it's already full to the brim and they can't fit any more patches on it, I think getting them a starter kit for another battle vest or their first battle vest would be an awesome gift. So first of all, what you're going to need is you're going to need a vest, patches, and possibly a sewing kit if they don't have any kind of sewing implements themselves. I'll link a couple of vests down in the description. But basically you're just going to get a regular jean type material vest and then a couple patches from some of the bands that they like. So this will kind of require you to know some of the bands that they're into. But once you know that, then you can just get them a few patches. I usually tend to get my patches from eBay, but it's even better if you can get the patches from the official band merch store from the bands that they're into, because I think that money goes directly to the bands. Might be a little bit more expensive to get it directly from the band merch website, but it's you know what I suggest. But if you can't afford that, you know, eBay is fine as well. And then yeah, if you want to go the extra mile, you could even sew it on the vest for them yourself. But I might just leave it to that person just in case, you know, they have a specific way in which they, you know, want them to be sewn on, and you know they have a specific order or something. Then you know might want to leave it to do them for themselves. Next up, let's talk jewelry. Does the metalhead in your life wear jewelry? This can go both ways. Make sure you know whether or not the metalhead in your life is into wearing jewelry, because a lot of them, you know, it's kind of like a 50-50. Some are, some aren't. So if they are, there are some really cool metalhead type jewelry things you can get, such as like leather cuffs and bracers, medallions, rings. There's this company called Heavy Metal Armor that looks like they have some pretty cool stuff for a relatively low price. Also, Etsy has some really awesome like satanic jewelry that I found. I'll link both of those sites down in the description. And then also I'll throw a few like Amazon links if you want, you know, some lesser expensive options, because the Etsy stuff and maybe even the Heavy Metal Armor stuff is going to run a little bit more expensive. But yeah, if you just want a couple like stocking stuffer type things, I'll throw some Amazon links down the description as well. And last but not least, for the around $50 or less range in this tier, we have tickets to concerts. And so concert tickets can vary widely in range. You know, they can be anywhere from like $15 upwards of, you know, thousands of dollars, depending on, you know, what your seats and VIP package are. But generally you can get some tickets for around $50 or less. And so concert tickets are always going to be like one of the best things you can ever get a metalhead. And yeah, as long as it's a band that they're into and they are available on that date, then that is like one of the best gifts ever. Note here that like if the concert is, you know, out of town, or if it's like, you know, really far away and they have to travel to go to this event, you know, you might want to check with the person you're buying this for before you purchase the tickets, and just make sure that they can, you know, afford the travel or afford the time off of work, if they have to take time off of work to attend it. But also a quick note here, if you're buying these tickets for someone who is under the age of 21 or under the age of 18, some events and concerts, some concerts will have an age restrictions. So yeah, just make sure that they can go in the first place. So our next tier is kind of like the $100 to $200 price range that I've kind of set out. Some things might fall a little bit above this price range, but you know, it depends on what you pick. So, first of all, starting out, we were just talking about jewelry a second ago, and so I kind of want to take that a step further and talk about Viking jewelry and Viking stuff, because there's a good chance that, you know, the metalhead in your life is into Viking shit, because metalheads just tend to like Viking stuff because Vikings are awesome, especially if your metalhead is like really into Viking metal, such as the band Amon Amarth, which is most popular Viking metal band, Viking stuff is going to be a great gift for them. So if they wear jewelry, there's, a lot of really great Viking jewelry out there. I'm going to link a couple of companies down in the description. For things like jewelry and leather cuffs and clothing and drinking horns and blades and beard stuff, those little like beard medallion thingies that are super cool. You can also put them in your hair and do stuff and stuff like that. But those companies are North Lord Clothing, VKING Jewelry, and Norse Tradesman. And yeah, they all have a different variation of, products that they offer. And yeah, some stuff is just really fucking cool on there, and it looks like they have pretty high quality stuff. And so I put this into this category because these things can kind of run a little bit more expensive depending on what you buy, but they do look like they are, very high quality. But if you don't really want to spend that much money, I am also dropping a few Amazon links in the Viking category down below, if you don't want to spend that much money. So I'm going to link a couple like drinking horns from Amazon down below as well. And next up we have medieval weapons. So I don't know if you know, but metalheads are nerds and dorks, and we like medieval stuff. And for the most part, I personally have like swords and axes for no fucking reason other than they're just cool. So chances are, if your metalhead is really into like power metal, or they're into fantasy books or fantasy movies, then a medieval weapon is just a really cool gift, okay? If you were to get them just a really badass sword for Christmas, that would be amazing. So, there's a whole bunch of different things you can get, swords being number one, of course, but there's also different daggers and axes that you can purchase. Bonus points if it's Damascus steel, because I've been watching a lot of Forged in Fire recently, and the Damascus steel always wins. It's the strongest, and it looks cool because it looks like Valyrian steel from Game of Thrones. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but the company Grimfrost is like a Viking company that has a bunch of really cool weapons, like axes and swords and things like that. The prices do run pretty high, but if you find something in the middle range, like they have some things for like around $150, and I think that they would make fantastic presents for your metalhead. And next up, I am listing concert tickets in this section once again because, like I said, concert tickets can run pretty, expensive depending on, where you're sitting in the audience or if you are going to buy a VIP package. So bonus points here if you end up buying the metalhead in your life, VIP tickets to a band that they really enjoy. And then let's talk about gift cards. So gift cards are always going to be an easy, great option for present giving. And for metalheads specifically, if they are a musician, a Guitar Center gift card is going to be a good thing, or a gift card to their local music shop, music store, or local record shop would be, great gift cards. But also if those things aren't in your area, or they're not options, or if you're not really sure if they're into music, you're not really sure if they're into going to those places, then you can also just buy them gift cards from a merch reseller online. Places like Indie Merch, Empiricon, Merch Bar, and Merch Now. I'm pretty sure they all offer gift cards that you can purchase. If I will link the ones that offer gift cards down in the description. But yeah, it's basically these are merch resellers, so you can get a gift card and then your metalhead can just purchase whatever they want off of that site, and they usually offer a number of different bands and different styles of t-shirts and stuff like that. So that's a great gift. If you're not exactly sure what bands that they're into, or if you're not exactly sure what merch they already have, then this would be a great option to get them. And next up we have Doc Martens. I love Doc Martens. I have I think 3 pairs, and I just feel like you can never have too many Doc Martens. They do take a long time to break in, but I feel like most metalheads would definitely appreciate a pair of Doc Martens, especially if they go to a lot of concerts or festivals. And it's just the best thing to wear while you're at a concert. If your feet are getting stepped on, if you're in the mosh pit, they're not going to come off your feet. They're comfortable for standing in a long period of time, and they don't break down. It takes years and years to break down a Doc Marten. So yeah, Doc Martens are a great gift. Of course, there's tons and tons of different styles that you can get, but I'm just going to link the original style down in the description if you want to take a look at those. You also can go to the Doc Marten website and kind of shop for different styles and things there as well. And last thing I have for this price category is a real leather jacket. So if your metalhead does not already have a leather jacket, or if they have one but it's not real leather, a leather jacket would be an amazing gift. They can run a little pricey, but you You can usually find a nice leather jacket for around $150 to $200 if they're on sale. And yeah, there should be a lot of Black Friday sales going on right now. So you may want to look at your local leather shop. But if that's not an option, I did throw a couple leather jacket options from Amazon down in the description. So if you want to take a look at those, or if you just want to kind of get an idea of the style that most metalheads like to wear as far as leather jackets go, it's usually like the traditional like biker style leather jacket. I'll throw a couple pictures up here so you can get an idea. But usually that style is kind of what we're more gravitate towards. But yeah, make sure you get the right size and or it is returnable. And last but not least, I have my $200 plus range. First off is like tattoos and piercings. I mean, I personally think tattoos are going to be a great gift always. And a lot of metalheads like tattoos as well. So if you know your metalhead has been wanting to get a tattoo or a specific piercing or something, a gift card to your local piercing or tattoo shop would be a great gift. Next up would be festival tickets. Festival tickets usually run a little pricey because they're usually multiple days, but that would be a great gift. I have received this in the past from my husband, and it's been like one of the best Christmas presents I've ever gotten. Festivals are so much fun, and yeah, it's so much bang for your buck too, because you're going to see so many bands in the space of like 2 or 3 days that it makes it worth it, in my opinion. And then last but not least, we have VIP tickets. I know I mentioned this in the previous tier, and I know this is the third time I mentioned concert tickets. But yeah, concert tickets are just the best thing ever. And yeah, just make sure it's a band that your metalhead really likes and that they can go. And yeah, if they get to meet the members of their favorite band, that's going to be a super memorable experience, and it's just a great gift in my opinion. So that's it for my list. So that's kind of summary of all the things on the list. Do try to, know the metalhead in your life that you're buying for before purchasing any gifts for them, just so you don't end up buying something they're not into. But also, don't worry too much if you end up buying something for them that's not really the right thing or it's not exactly what they're into. It's totally okay. And we understand that maybe if you're buying for us and you don't really understand us or what we're into, it's totally fine. Just showing an interest in what we're into and proving that you're listening to us when we talk about something that we're into goes a long way. So like, let's say the metalhead in your life already moved on from, the band they were into a year ago, and you ended up buying them something for that band and they're not really into that band anymore. It's totally okay. Like, it shows that you put effort into customizing a gift for them, and maybe that will renew their interest in that old band that they were really into at one point or another. Also, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I know there's some really expensive things on this list, but you don't have to spend a ton of money. Maybe just offering to like sew band patches on their battle vest, or just taking the time to listen to a band that they're really into with them, or volunteering to attend a concert with them, without criticizing anything while you're there. Of course, you have to be a good sport if you're going to volunteer to go. But yeah, just doing any of those things just proves, that you care and that you are showing an interest in what they're into. And so, yeah, you don't even have to spend any money if you're just like, hey, I will listen to metal with you for like an hour or all day, or show me 5 albums that you're really into and I'll listen to them all the way through. That just is something that is really nice and would really be appreciated, I'm sure, by the metalhead in your life. So that is all for this list. Stay tuned for next week, where I will be talking about gifts for female metalheads and also what not to buy a metalhead for Christmas, because there are some things that we just generally don't really like for Christmas. Some things that you may think that we like, but generally things that we don't really love to get for Christmas. So stay tuned for that next week, and let me know, all of you metalheads that are watching, drop down in the description and let me know what you would like to get for Christmas, and also add to this list, or let me know if you disagree with things on this list. And so if you are a non-metalhead watching this trying to purchase something for your metalhead, you can also go down to the comments and read everything that people are commenting and kind of see what's most popular and what people like and don't like. So yeah, let's make this kind of like a community board for what to buy metalheads for Christmas. Anyway, yeah, stay tuned for next week, and happy shopping and happy Thanksgiving.